Hello, this is Mr. Waterman, and this is lesson 10.7, Equation of a Circle. We have learned a lot about circles, but now we're going to work in the coordinate plane and learn about the equation of a circle. So first of all, we have in the upper right here, we have what we call the parent equation. So this is for any circle that is centered at the origin. So it has its center at 0, 0, and it is x squared plus y squared equals r squared. And r is the radius. So one mistake people make is they'll see a number after the equal sign and they'll say that that is r, when in fact that is equal to r squared. So we also have a notion of a family of equations. We'll get back to that in a second. So let's go look over here at this example. Extra example 1. We're looking at the black circle to begin with. So we have write the equation of the circle shown. So we're going to use the parent equation because this has its center at the origin at 0, 0. So we write that general equation, x squared plus y squared equals r squared. And then we go find the radius. So we can pick, I like to count in the x direction, so I start at the origin and I count over and I go 1, 2, 3, 4. So it looks like our radius is 4. So I will substitute 4 in for r in our equation, and I'll get x squared plus y squared equals 4 squared. Last step is to simplify that 4 squared into 16. So I have x squared plus y squared equals 16. Now let's look at some translated equations. So back up to the right, we have a family of equations. And this is like the parent equation, but we've added 2 letters. After the x, we have a minus h. And we have after the y, we have minus k. H comma k is going to be the center of our circle. Alright? So those are coordinates of the center, with h being the x coordinate of the center, and k being the y coordinate of the center. So let's go see if we can put this to use. Let's go ahead and look at the blue circle right here. So we can see. So first thing, we have to find the coordinates of the center. So for the blue circle, h comma k is going to be 4 comma 4. 4 comma 4. So we're going to use the family of equations. This equation with this squiggly red line underneath it up above. So for the blue circle, we'll write that general form, x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. And now we're going to substitute in h equals 4 and k equals 4 into that equation. So after that substitution, we have x minus 4 squared plus y minus 4 squared. And the radius is 1 on this circle. So we then substitute that in on the right side and get it equal to 1 squared. Let's look at one more. We've got a red circle here. This has a radius 2. In the center, h comma k is at negative 4 comma 1, 2, 3. Negative 4 comma 3. Let's go ahead and scroll on down and take a look at how to write this equation for the red circle. So let's capture this information. H is equal to negative 4. K, the y coordinate of the center, is positive 3. And r is 2, the radius is 2. So we're going to write the equation. We're going to go x minus, and we're going to substitute negative 4 in for h, quantity squared, plus y minus k, k is positive 3, so we put that in, equal to radius squared, and the radius is 2, so we square that. So after simplifying this, we turn the minus and subtraction of a negative 4 into x plus 4, y minus 3 in the parentheses, and the 2 squared became 4, and that's our equation. Second example we're going to look at is when they've given us a point on the circle, so it's just the point 8, negative 1 is on the circle, with the center at 4, 2. They'd like us to write the standard equation of that circle. So we're looking for a little bit of information here. So first thing, we can write down that h equals 8, the x-coordinate of the center. They gave us that. And k equals negative 1. But we need to find r. They haven't told us what the radius is. They haven't given us a graph. So sketch the quick graph over here on the right. Center's at 4, 2. There's a point on this circle at 8, negative 1. And we need to find the length of the side segment, r. So we can use the distance formula to find that. So we're going to put in the coordinates 4, 2 and 8, negative 1 into the distance formula. So I went ahead and I wrote the distance formula up here. We'll put that in a box. So we're going to take the x-coordinates of the 2 points and subtract the difference in those. Take the difference of those and square that. We're going to add that to the difference in the y-coordinates. So let's see how that looks. We're going to go ahead and put h as our first x-coordinate, and we're going to subtract from that 8. So we'll make this x1 and h and k, which will be x2. Alright, so we have 4 minus 8 in the first set of parentheses, and now we're looking for the 2y coordinate. So we'll make 2y2, and this is going to be y1. So I'm going to substitute in 2 for y2, and I'm going to subtract from that negative 1 for y1. So I go ahead and do the math on these. I'm going to take the difference between 4 and 8, and square that, I get 16. Take the difference between this 2 and add and subtract the negative 1, same as adding, so I square that and I get 9. Add those together, I get the square root of 25. So my radius ends up being 5. Okay, now we can go ahead and write the equation. We have everything we need. So we write the general form of the equation, x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. We substitute in 4 for h. We substitute in negative 2 for k, 2. And we substitute in 5 for r. When I first started, it appears that I made an error in some of the numbers I wrote at the top. So question 1 is, what mistake did I make? What numbers should be written at the top for h and k? That's the end of lesson 10.7.